what kind of fees can I expect, and how that breaks down.
Depending on the deal and the situation, you can expect to see a fee on the broker side of 2 to 4%.
The lender fee, the broker fees, the lawyer fees, appraisal fees, and if you're going to get into some commercial real estate, some commercial fees that you might not know about. So based off a $400,000 mortgage, what fees can you expect depending on the lending tier that we're looking at?
This is going to depend on a few things: the complexity of the deal, the loan to value, the size of the loan as well too.
What is up, YouTube? Matt McKeever here, and I'm really excited for today's video because we catch up with Josh and Ehren from Findlay Mortgages, and in this video they're going to break down for us the exact fees and costs that you can expect when borrowing money for your real estate projects. And they go through the entire spectrum. So whether you're looking at an A lender, a B lender, or private lending, in today's video the boys are going to break down for us exactly what we can expect in regards to financing our real estate deals. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel, and let's find out what's going to cost for you to get that mortgage.
Hey Matt, thanks for the intro. It's Josh Findlay.
Aaron Laycock.
We're with the Findlay Mortgage team, and today we're going to be talking about fees and what kind of fees you can expect. So one of the questions that we always have with most of our mortgages is basically what kind of fees can I expect, and how that breaks down. So today we're going to make a video basically breaking down the lender fee, the broker fees, the lawyer fees, appraisal fees, and if you're going to get into some commercial real estate, some commercial fees that you might not know about. So I'm going to start off with lender fees. So the very first fee that we're going to talk about today is AAA lender fees. So banks primarily pay mortgage brokers to bring them quality business. So if you're looking at a AAA refinance or a purchase, you're primarily not going to have a lender fee when it comes to a bank. B lenders and banks, financial institutions often charge a 1% lender fee for their services. So if you're purchasing a house, you can expect to have at least a 1% lender fee on that transaction. Now, if you're looking at a private mortgage, the lender fees involved can range depending on the complexity and the size of the mortgage, but usually the lender fee is looking to be compensated for around 2% of the loan value.
So the next thing that we're going to take a look at is the broker fees and what fees you can expect, if there are any, to pay towards the broker on your deals. When we're doing our AAA deals for our clients, we get compensated directly from the lender. So we don't charge our clients anything on our AAA side. Like Josh mentioned, we already get a point to a point and a quarter on our deals through the banks, and they compensate us that way. So we don't expect our clients to compensate us at all. Now, when we go over to the B side, the pay structure gets a little bit different. Because the B lenders are almost doing us a favor with their unique ability to close on special deals, their pay structure and compensation is a little bit lower than what we get on the AAA side. So we typically charge, depending on the deal, 1% to 2% just to make up for our minimum fee for the work that we end up doing on that side. Things change drastically when we get into the private lenders. Depending on the deal and the situation, you can expect to see a fee on the broker side of 2 to 4%. Now, again, this is going to depend on a few things: the complexity of the deal, the loan to value, the size of the loan as well too, and any other fees that may be coming in. If there is a referral fee or something, obviously we're going to take a little bit less, but you can expect to see a minimum of 2% on the private side.
Yeah, so next we're actually going to talk about lawyer fees. So it's something that everybody has to deal with, but nobody likes to pay. But it's something that is a necessary evil to do what we do. So lawyer fees on the A and B side are primarily the same. We usually quote our clients around $18.50 to close in a transaction. That's going to include all the fees for them to register on title and to move forward with the closing of your purchase. Now, when you start looking at private finance, the important thing to realize is that you are also covering the lender's lawyer fees as well. So depending on the size of the mortgage and the complexity of it, you're looking at between $3,000 to $6,000, depending on how many properties that you need to register on title.
The next thing we want to talk to you guys about is appraisals. So I'm sure a lot of you out there who have done the BRRRR strategy, at some point you're going to need to get the appraisal done on the property before the refinance to figure out where that valuation is coming in on. On the A side, if you're looking at an appraisal, the cost usually starts in around $350 depending on the size of the property. If you're looking at a larger unit, say something that's in the 3 to 4 or 5 unit area, you're probably going to see somewhere up and around the $600. Similar on the B side as well too, since a lot of the time we're dealing with the same residential type properties. The appraisal is going to start in and around that $350 area and work its way up to the $600 area. Now, things get a little bit different when we go on to the private side. Just because on the private side, sometimes we're dealing with larger, more complex deals and perhaps larger units as well too. On the residential side, you could still see the appraisals come in and around the $350. But once you start getting up into the larger units and the larger developments, you're going to start to see the appraisals come in and around the $1,000 area and upwards depending on the size. So that's something to keep in mind as well too when you're thinking about your strategies for refinancing.
Yeah, something to also note is that some AAA lenders and B lenders have automated valuation models built in, so that what they can do is they can actually run a computer software that takes a look at the value of your property, and if it doesn't come back as the value that they needed to, then they will ask you to get an appraisal done. That being said, they have an internal model where they might charge you between $300 to $350, and they can actually deduct that from the loan advance, so it doesn't come out of your pocket. But if the value of the property isn't supported, then you're going to have to actually go out and have an appraisal ordered. Something to also take into consideration, what Aaron said, was geographical location. So if you're in Toronto, we find that most appraisals actually become more expensive. So the size of your home and the geographical area really depend on the amount that it's going to cost to get that appraisal done. Something else to keep in mind is that if you're looking at commercial properties, there's actually a handful of different environmentals and different other reports that might come up that you might that might actually incur fees for closing the transaction. One of those things is an environmental. So depending on what you're looking at, usually a lender is going to require at least a phase 1 environmental. That is going to take a look at the entire history of the property. It's also going to take a look at what was surrounding the property for the life of that building. What they do is they want to take a look that there was no environmental slippage or environmental hazards. Thank you. That would affect the property and lending on that property. It's important to note that a lender is also wholly responsible for any contamination on that property. So they're going to do their due diligence to make sure that that property that they're lending on isn't going to be contaminated. That can cost you about a few $1,000s. The next phase is a phase 2. That's when they actually start drilling in the ground and taking deposits from around your property. They'll then do an analysis on that and come back to you and let you know if there's actually contamination on the property. This is basically where you make a decision whether you'd like to move forward with the project or not. The next phase is phase 3, which is remediation, which can get extremely expensive. It's important to note that some developers, it's worth it for them to be able to do that, but those are some things to take into consideration when looking at commercial mortgages. And then there are other things like geotechnical and site surveys and stuff like that. Those can range from anywhere between $1,000 and $20,000 depending on the project. All right, so guys, we actually took some time and broke down for you how the cost associated with closing on a transaction is going to look. So what we did is we used a nominal value of a home purchase. We used $500,000, $100,000 down payment, which is going to be 20%. So based off a $400,000 mortgage, what fees can you expect depending on the lending tier that we're looking at? So for a AAA deal, we've already gone through it with you guys, but to show you guys here right now, so the lawyer fee is going to be about $1,850. You got an appraisal between $400 and $600. Your total fees to close on a transaction for a AAA deal, which is going to be like a bank, is going to be around $2,250. Now, just take in mind that this doesn't include land transfer tax. This just includes, the lender fees and broker fees and lawyer fees and appraisal fees.
All right, guys, so we're going to take a look at what some of the fees are going to be on a B-side deal. So we're going to use the same outline that we used for that A deal, so a $500,000 home, $100,000 payment, and a $400,000 mortgage. So your lawyer fees are going to be relatively the same. We estimate in around the $1,850 area. The appraisal, again, $400 to $600 depending on the property and location. The lender fee, like we said, they have a 1% fee on the B side. So that's going to be coming in at $4,000. Now, something to keep in mind as well, too, is as long as it doesn't bring the loan to value over 80%, we can actually cap that 1% in fee. So it's not something that you're going to be paying out of pocket. We can build that into the mortgage for you. Our fee on the B side, 1%, so $4,000 for a broker fee. That's going to bring the total cost of the transaction on the B side to $10,250 total.
Last but not least, we have private finance, guys. So same basic parameters, $500,000 purchase, 20% down. We have a $400,000 mortgage. Remember to keep in mind that lawyer fees, you have to cover your fees and you have to cover the lender's fees. So we used a decently low number here, about $3,000 for fees. It's probably going to be between $3,000 and $5,000. We used $400 to $600 for an appraisal. Now, the lender fee, we use a nominal rate of 2% for a lender and 2% for a broker fee. That's about $8,000 and $8,000. It's going to leave your total fees involved with closing this transaction for $19,400. Now, it's important to really realize that private finance, and you see these costs up front, but this is to create a solution to get you to where you got to go. So sometimes you might see the fees up front as a lot, but creating that solution to get you to the after renovation value is much more important than not being able to qualify and not being able to take action right away. So we just wanted to break this down for you guys and let you know exactly what you can expect for each different lending tier, so you guys have complete transparency with what those fees are going to look like moving forward.
All right, guys, so that's kind of it. That's entailing all the fees that you're probably going to see on the three types of transactions, the AAA, the B, and the private. All of our information is going to be in on the end of these videos on social media and our website. So if you guys have any questions, obviously feel free to reach out and we can discuss all that with you guys, either over the phone or in an email.
Yeah, really looking forward to being able to work with you guys. Feel free to reach out, phone, email, on our website. Reach out. We'll be happy to help you guys out.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you guys for watching this video. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel and got value from it. And if you guys enjoyed this video with Josh and Aaron and you're thinking about getting a mortgage, I really encourage you to reach out to them or one of their team members at Findlay Mortgages. We're going to throw a link in the video description down below as well. We'll actually have a link to that portal they were talking about where you can go about just kind of getting all your documents ready so that when it is time to go get that mortgage, you're in a great position to act fast, get the money, and get the deal. Again, thanks to Josh and Aaron for taking the time. And what questions would you like me to ask them on future videos? We're thinking about making it a reoccurring series here, and maybe we'll turn Fridays into Finance Fridays, and we'll only talk about mortgages and other financing products related to real estate investors. If you guys would like that, again, let us know in the comment section down below. If you want to reach out to them, their info is all in the video description down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.